I think the assignment that I've learned the most from in an online course was a group management project in which we had to research a famous person in business. And we had to provide a report and provide discussion to other students in other groups about the individual we were researching or the topic we were researching. And that particular assignment, there was a lot of discussion back and forth amongst my group members, and there was a lot of reflection involved with that, because part of the assignment was, what do you think about this, about their style or about this approach, and how does that work with you? Would you work well like that, and what would you do differently? And in the aspect of business management, that reflection and thought kind of was necessary.
I think it was mostly the activities that got me outside of my textbook that I really liked, because I'm a very visual learner.
I had to read the epic story of Gilgamesh. Never heard of him. And what I loved about reading that, I didn't realize this, that in those ancient times, they told stories instead of recording history like we know it today. It was done more in songs or poems or stories. And I thought that what a really cool way to communicate to the people of that time. Probably most of them weren't educated, and story form was an easy way for them to learn. And I really thought that was a really cool, I really didn't think about that ever, never knew about it. And I kind of learned something from it.
I would definitely refer back to the movie, where you had to take a movie from today's era and compare it to what actually happened in history. That was a lot of fun. I really, really liked it. And there were, one of the movies I watched was the Disney version of Hercules, and I had to compare that to the actual history of Hercules. And it was really, and I had no idea how wrong the movie actually was.
The typical rote assignments that used to be the norm in most education of read it, take a quiz, read it, take a quiz, read it, take a quiz, here's a test. I don't think that was, I haven't had much success with that. I don't think that it's been very effective.
One class that I had, I did worksheets, and then I did quizzes that were pretty much the same questions as the worksheets. And the instructor's notes pretty much told me the answer of the worksheets. And so it was kind of like, oh, this is a no-brainer. And a lot of worksheets, yeah, they're good, but when you're relying solely on the worksheets to learn something or to teach something, that can go terribly wrong. Because especially if you're not understanding the work and you're just the instructor's trying to teach you in just one manner, that's really hard.
For the most part, they've all been very well organized as far as I'm concerned. They've all had their outlines as far as, their their objectives as far as what they want to cover, and their time frame as far as how much they want to get covered in a certain amount of time, and what they expect you to kind of get done in a certain amount of time. I don't feel like it was overwhelming as far as that goes. I mean, I think the amount of information that they want you to learn in a semester is appropriate. And if they know what they need to get covered in the amount of time and divvy it up evenly, I think it's been helpful.